Once, a boy and his family lived in a town. One day he came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his grandpa, "When I grew up, I wanted to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" Grandpa noted yes and took him to a nearby nursery. From nursery, Grandpa bought 2 small plants and came back home. Then he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house, and planted the other plant outside the house. Grandpa asks the boy, "What do you think, which of these 2 plants will grow better in the future?" The boy kept thinking for some time and then said, "The plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while the plant outside is at risk of many things like strong sunlight, storms, rain, and animals." Grandfather smiled and said, "Let us see what happens in the future." After that, the boy left from there. After few years, the boy came to visit his grandfather again. When the boy saw his grandfather, the boy asked him that, "Grandpa, I was asked a question about how to be successful in life, but you did not tell me anything. This time you have to tell me." Grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first let us take a look at plants that we bought a few years ago." Grandfather took the boy to a place where they had planted a small plant in a pot inside. They saw that the small plant had turned into a big plant. Then he took the boy to look at the plant that they had planted outside. They saw that a big tree had grown out of a small plant. Its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passers-by. Now, Grandfather looked at the boy and asked to tell him that, which plant grew more and which is more successful. He replied, "The plant that we planted outside, but Grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers, still it grew so big." Grandfather smiled and said yes, plant outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. Plant outside had freedom to spread its roots as much as it wanted. Problems like storm and heavy rain made its roots even stronger today. It is so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it, while the plant we planted inside remained small and weak too, because it did not withstand the heavy storms, rain, and strong sunlight. Then, Grandfather looked at his grandson and said, "My son, always remember that unless you struggle in life, unless you go through difficulties, you too will not be able to achieve success in your life. If you make comfortable choices, then you will not be able to grow as you can, and if you are ready to struggle and go through difficulties, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Therefore, never think of problems as hurdles, but think of them as stepping stones toward success." The boy took a long breath and started looking at the tree. The words of his grandfather were echoing in his mind. Obstacles, which we consider as enemies in our lives, make us stronger and more successful in our lives. If we only see obstacles in our lives, then we will find that often in our lives we have to face challenges and difficulties, due to which many times we get disappointed and lose the courage to move forward. But we don't have to be intimidated by challenges but to embrace them as an opportunity to learn and grow. So the next time you face a challenge or a difficult time in your life, don't give up. Take advantage of the opportunity to learn and grow, and always remember that the challenges you face today can make you stronger and more successful tomorrow. Did this story teach you something? Tell me in the comments. So what challenge made you stronger in life today?